Alright, that should work better. Oh, ow, okay. There we go. Alright. No, I'd say this is shortest, but could be. Alright, good. I don't know why that mic wasn't working. Okay, whatever, I'll just use the other one. So, I am feeling okay. How are you?
I feel like shit.
That's a legitimate answer. Alright, I got a lot done here. Obviously, except for this area, it's kind of still scary. It took me a lot longer to clean this stuff up than I thought it was going to take, so I don't have as much done as I want to have done, but yeah, well, I create all the time, but I'm trying to finish this up. So I've went through and I've done all the cleanup on this. The last recording it came up with a couple like that. Let me see if I can pop up with a message here, because it was kind of an important thing. I might have deleted it, but I can probably find it. If I can't, I can explain what happened. Yeah, no deal. Far back, I have to go for that. No, so I don't know if any of you have heard that YouTube Red service coming out, and yeah, I know that's what I thought too, and it's allowing a paid version of YouTube, so you can subscribe to it for $10 a month, and it will be ad free, whatever. Well, in doing so, it caused YouTube to go back and redo all their contracts with everybody for this new service because it didn't include such. In doing so, some people haven't renewed their contracts yet. They're looking into it more. In doing so, videos that contain content from those few people that haven't are currently dropped in the U.S. because they say are locked out. So any song that had been previously used that was with one of the people under one of those contracts will be blocked until their contracts are renewed. So there's really nothing I can do about that. There's only one song I know of that was doing that, and so I removed it, but it did block like 7 of them that I had. So yeah, I really can't do much about that. And I was using the same stuff from before, and it just happened to suddenly be something that became an issue. So yeah, I can't do anything about it. And I don't know when it's going to be back. They just said it will be eventually, whenever they're done with their contracts. I go, what? Oh, okay. So anyways, on this, I got quite a, all this is, this seems really loud. Let me, well, actually, you know what? I can do this. I have this part up. So I did modify this so that all the map bit works, so I can actually render this out correctly. And also I changed this to 30. It's been converted from 24 to 30 frames per second. Because that's what I wanted it in the end. So now I can actually start doing final renders if I so wish. It's because YouTube Red is requiring everybody that had a contract set up with them, not me, but like any content creator or not content creator, partner. And since some of this music is under partnerships on other companies, since they haven't renewed their contract, they're being blocked until their contracts are renewed. So that's why. That's how I'm affected. There's a big email they sent out in regards to it and explained it. So anyways, so this is what I got so far. I think, I don't think YouTube Red's a bad idea. It's just, it's as long as people aren't forced into it. The one thing I don't like about it is it sounds like there's specific content that you can only view if you are subscribed under it, which seems stupid. But otherwise, giving somebody an option to not have ads for a paid service, why not? I mean, it's not like it hurts anything. Yeah, or ad blocker, that works too. But the paid service means that you're still supporting the content creators. Like if you have ad blocker and you go and watch somebody's video that normally would make revenue off it, you're watching their content and they're not getting paid for it, is what it comes down to. So it's allowing you to get ad free with still supporting. I really don't care one way or another. Alright, so this, I'll read that. There. This is what I have. Something you haven't seen. Oh, it's bigger. I still haven't cleaned this up yet, though. It's totally bad.
What the hell is she singing now?
I have no idea. I think it was popular a couple of years back.
At least she's no longer on about the ponies and the friendship and the wrapping up of winter.
Those parts aren't done anymore. Okay. All the rest is basically done here.
It's him! Like the Major said!
Mein Fräulein Van Winkle, the song was nice, so you don't need to.
Prepare for combat! It's Anuka!
Focus your fire! We are going to tear the aircraft apart!
They say no man can kill you, Alucard. That's because you don't need a man to do a woman's job. What?
I forgot to put the fire back there. So yeah, the new parts I had added were new support, or just after this. I forgot to put our glasses back here, otherwise there's got nothing there. So it's really quick stuff, but it's boom, boom. I have to put the glasses. Though they're technically there, it's just I have to modify the texture so it actually shows. No, like, so I had to have this, which let me get the example here. Do this here. I guess right. Close enough. So then that part is technically does that. I pass it. So it's supposed to be the comes down. Then I had spread him there. The come down. Boom. Says what? Then it's supposed to be some eye thing, and then the kaboom. But now I think about it, I think that how many frames until that actually hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11 frames. I can auto check that. So on here I did the same thing. So it goes down, boom. That actually took like 3 hours to get figured out. This is like, I'll show how I did it. And then I have to do what thing. And then I have, this is really creepy looking. And I got it rendered so that the eye actually works. But now it does the eye thing. So that's a lot of lights. So, and okay, so how many frames is this? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 7 frames past that. So I think it's supposed to blow up quite a bit quicker. Nah, that sounds okay. That took me forever to get that to be that creepy, though. So, like, on here, this is... I forgot what this is from. Dota had I think some bat that was a rideable one, so I just made it black, and then because it was the only thing I could find that I could get to shape right, where it started wide and then turned into that shape that I wanted. So that's all that is. And then I have some like black particle that it goes through that makes it look like it's like flying behind it, and then just some explosion thingy, and then that's pretty straightforward. And yeah, then this is really creepy. But it's just a lot of eyes. For some reason, when I scaled them, it like the backs blew up, and I couldn't figure out a way to unscale them. But then it actually ended up working as a benefit, because it worked as a nice little backdrop here to break up the like have it so it actually has something continuous from there. But there is a lot of lights. Each one of those has 2 lights on it, and so that adds up to a lot of lights. But they're all, I think they're all named. Yeah, so like, so this one here has a vertical, a central light one, and then a vertical one for extra bits. Voila. Yeah, it does kind of. So, but I wanted to try to get the look here to work, so I took the same hair that I used for this, replaced it with Fluttershy's, and put in the teeth, and then just really just draped it across the face to get the look. So I just had to, it took a lot of very careful light placement to make it so that it looked like that, because the look that actually has there is right there. So I was trying to match that. So yeah, I thought it turned out pretty good. It didn't look as good in 24, but when I changed it to 30, it actually looks pretty good. Though I just realized, oh, I changed the camera. That's why. Technically, that light or that eye needs to be lit up. This one I didn't care about because it was off camera. I guess it's eye 2. But technically these are all open too. And this is really difficult because I had to, this one right here, I had to make it so that the light itself, because it doesn't hit just, it's actually, I'm gonna have the light for that. It's animated, so it starts out. Make sure I didn't break that. No, so it starts out as a thin line, and then the light itself actually opens with it. It was the only way I get it to work. Okay, well, for Base Canada, here I had to do something different for my map loading, though. I have 2 maps loaded at the same time. That's why if I go from this shot here to this shot, it says wrong map loaded. I did that because then I can do it in a single render. It'll keep changing maps whenever I need it to be. And I think I might have showed this before, but this is a little bit more complex for setup. If you have multiple maps jumping between, you can only have one loaded at once for working on. So in this case, I'm right now in the void, which is what most of this is in, except for 2 shots. But what I did was, if you look in, to kind of play around to find it, but active clip here, that's it. If you enter, so session is, see how you go and open up, yeah, showing this. If you just keep in this back button, session's the most furthest back in the element viewer you can get. Go to active clip that has map name. It normally it'd have a map name there. If I go to unload map and load map, that's what it would change this to, is the map. That if that's saying for the entire session, that's one map. If this isn't there, if you erase it like I did here, it says, okay, what, you didn't give me a map for the session, what is the map per clip? So to do that, you can go and put it in here. So it's per clip. Instead, problem is if I go and do an unload reload map, it's going to break it again. So if you do it this way, you can no longer do that to actually switch between the maps you need. Instead, you have to use the console. So it's just change level. And then, so this was, what was the name of that? So here, night. Oops. And then, so change level, name of the map without the BSP at the end, submit. And it'll do the exact same thing for loading. Voila, I'm in the new map. But when you go to render, it will actually, right at the before the shot goes to process, it'll load the map that you need and then go and render it. So you can have 4 or 5, 10 different maps, and one render will actually do it all. Oh, got it on. So I haven't put detail. I got both even rocks here. Yeah. So the only 2 shots that are like that are that and this one. Those are the only 2 ones that are in the that different setup. So, but I have to change it because this one definitely doesn't look like this one. But I'm thinking, because I kind of liked it when it was lit up a little brighter. Plus, when I go to in post, I can darken it up and just make it. It'll look a lot better if I keep it brighter. So let me change back here. I think I already did that. Nope. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I know Halloween's this Saturday, so I'm trying to get this done. But I don't, it's not going to be. Because I still have to do cleanup on these. I still have to do these ones completely. They're just scene setups, which usually is about half the time. This, where are they? This shot, and this shot. This one alone, or they took me the whole weekend just for this 1.5 seconds, so that's why I didn't get much done other than that. I did also go through and I cleaned all these up. Like, I went and found a nice cool little particle for distortions. So you can actually, I have it set so that you can actually see there's a distortions for the heat here. I think I have another one over here. Yeah. So you can actually see it distorting it. I found one there and I had played around with it until I got something that worked. But it also is pretty cool. Where's that one? Here. I think it was. Yeah, right. If you really modify this thing. This is the preview image. That's how I ended up finding it, because I saw this happening in the preview window, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Here. If you turn up the alpha a lot, it gets really, really weird. So you can see right here. Nope. But that's a little excessive, so I didn't want that. So that's not even max. Put it back down. I can't remember how I did Dota conversions for stuff. It's been so long ago that I did it. I just looked up information on how to do it. Because if I remember right, they're packed, aren't they? My system still says beta. Yeah, it's they're all packed, and I thought that was with GC Escape. Let me double check. I have stuff still split up here. Yeah. You do that, and I think you find the index file, or the directory. Yeah, there we go. And then you just can export it from there. But after that, I'm not sure how, because I know that there's sometimes still other things you have to modify to them. For some of the textures in there, I had to go through and do a batch edit in Notepad++, because you can do find in files, and then you can have it do a place. So it's kind of dangerous though, because having it go through and batch edit thousands of files, if you make a mistake on typing, you're kind of screwed. But other than that, when I got the particles up and running, I haven't had any problems with them, really. Other than you might need to go through and do a batch edit of the textures, because a lot of them come up with a matte generic lighting type, which SFM doesn't use. So, and I'm not, and that sometimes causes some of the textures to be invisible or unusable. Oh, okay. Thanks. Works. How long have I been doing what? Like this video, or? Because this video has been going for only about a month. Oh, I also animated her. Just does a little head down thing. What else did I change here? I didn't change anything of that. I don't think so. No. This I did clean up for. I mean, I did clean up, but I don't know if I haven't baked her yet, though. I actually want to go back and, because her hair wasn't done, I want to clean that up later. All those are done. That's done. That's done. Okay, I'm trying to think of what anything I changed. Oh, I added some black things that actually hide her eye there when it's closed. I did change the lighting there. I retimed this because it wasn't going right. Modify the camera there. Yeah, so really what I want to do here is I want to try to get everything up to date, so that everything that's not red is green. So in this case, getting this cleaned up. Okay, so in terms of like, it's help locking if you want to attach something else to something else. I mean, it's really easy. There's a couple different levels of it though. So like, say let's take what can I attach to his head? Is there a oh, I thought maybe I could find like a wait, what's that? Oh, that's a piano. Oh, let's attach a piano to his head. Okay, so say that I want a grand piano on his head. Like that. Perfect. So, as it is right now, nothing. If I lock them, and there's two different you can lock by. Really, if it's going to be the entire thing, you might as well lock to the root, because then static can be still modified. That's more complex stuff, though. I think he's number 2, yeah. But say it, so I lock it, so drag head to root, locked. Now, well, even though they're locked, you notice that now there's a bunch of motion. That's counter motion, so the model itself won't move yet at all. It might shift and move a little bit because it's not exactly perfect how it did this, but it's still trying to counter the movement to be where it is. This means that if any motion I add now, so if I move his head an extra bit, say right here, now that motion will move the model, but all the other motion won't. If you want to try to keep it like perma-locked here, find the point where you want to have it locked, like bam, right there. See right there. If you take that root for there and say playhead says change everything to be the value of where the playhead is, fully up, everything then will lock to that position, and now you have it actually locked all up completely. Nice thing is, though, you can kind of do partials. This won't really work well here, but say I do a partial. So half playhead. I mean, some of the movement will be there, but not all of it. That actually does have some uses. It's actually really nice for cameras, because you can lock the camera to somebody's head and do all the motion for it. Lock it, or almost all of lock it fully, means that most of the motion will go through, but some of it won't, making it feel a little bit separated and not just locked to it. So
The hell is she singing now? I have no idea. I think it was popular a couple of years back.
nothing wrong here.
Yeah, I think it was popular a couple of years back.
Yeah, the abridged episodes are like 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not sure. Well, it depends on which series you're looking at, too. These ones tend to be about 15 to 20. I'm doing well. How are you? You know, I can't remember. Actually, I can check. When did I create this file? Because I'm kind of curious, too, because it seems like it's been going fast, too. Mid-September, so a little over a month then. Dear Esther's different. You can't act. There's a download somewhere where you can download all the resources for it, and it's way better. Even if I've converted them, it doesn't work right. The best one is to find, especially for the models can work, the maps don't. So I would look up online where some of the people have the maps there. It's going to be way better quality for that. Some of the models work, or most models work, some don't. And even then, like, I don't even recommend using some of them, because let me just pull up something from them. Everything is built to be, since it's not really a game, it doesn't work quite the same. So there's got to be more than that. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, thought that would be it. It's just a lot of these models come in large groups. What are these? Oh, interesting. Don't know why it's not showing the others yet, though. Well, it's a lot of the models are like crap loads of models all tied together. There we go. So some of the books are nice, but you get into some of these ones where it's very specific to the situation. Like here, you're not going to have a use for a fence that long in any specific situation. So I don't really use anything from here. One of them is like an entire, yeah, like that. I mean, it's how often are you gonna find a spot where it's gonna be perfect exactly to that contour? Very little. Beginner's Guide might, but I haven't tried it. Well, actually, I don't know if that one was made in a different engine.
The hell is she singing now? The hell is she singing now? This is singing now.
It seems to stop really fast.
Now.
Ooh, let me fix this too. Okay, that's fixed. Now the neck. So I'll clean these out. Got to get the wings to show again. There we go. And then just hide the open. I've been trying to get in the habit of hiding things I don't need to work with, so I don't have to look at a whole bunch of bones that aren't really useful. Yeah, the caves are the only one I've noticed that work at all without, but there is still some issue areas. But again, the custom, or the ones that people went and modified, are the ones that work the best. Huh. Realize there's still clothing showing through this. Come on. Okay, it was just those two. Okay. Now it's cleaned up. I was wondering what was clipping there. That's a bit better. There we go. Okay. It doesn't look like she's breaking her neck anymore. No, it's the same time as normal. As far as I know, anyway. Oh, that looks way better. Yeah. Still got a little clip in the neck though. Right there. Oops, that's what I want to do. Okay, I fixed most of it. There's still a little teeny bit. Okay. Fix that by doing it with the turns from here to here. Oh. There. 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 Really, the only thing I can think of doing it is shift this up just a little bit. All it has to do is get it off camera. Oh, that's still obvious too, though. Eh. I don't think it's going to be noticeable enough not to worry anyway. Yeah, it does kind of. Eh, doesn't really work. not really worried about the details with her eyes there because she's not really in focus. What was one thing I was going to do with it though? Oh. Oh, they already were done. Okay. Though, whenever I do something like that, I usually yank the wings out a little bit so that they don't clip so much. I thought they still were, but no, not really. I think it's just when turning. Are they visible? Yeah, they're invisible the whole time. Here. Just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to move all of it. Just kind of guessing on what I want to do here. And seeing how it turns out.
The hell is she singing now?
Hey,
Singing now.
Okay with the motion, but I need to bring it here in a little quicker.
hell is she singing now?
Hey,
The hell is she singing now?
hey,
She's singing now. Honey now. Singing now.
hey,
Singing now. Singing now.
hey,
Is she singing now?
hey,
Singing now. Singing now. Singing now.
hey,
Is she singing now?
hey,
The hell is she singing now?
hey. No idea. Yeah. Can you follow a couple?
Okay, details here aren't so important. Camera went away from focus. So I just want to have it turned up. Kind of show that
Yeah, I think it.
the turn was made to look in that direction.
I think it was pop. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was popular a couple years back. Popular a couple. A couple years back. Couple years. Back.
Oops. There. There we go. That looks okay. It's just mouse and keyboard. I think I'd kill myself if I had to do something with a stylus. Yes, and she is.
The hell is she singing now?
Hey, no idea. I think it was popular a couple years back.
Okay, so that was done. If I remember right, that hair doesn't have any motion to it. I tried.
The hell is she singing now? Now.
The head goes down. I'm gonna go forward a little bit. Just a little bit of a backwards roll. Yeah, actually, I can't really get it to do the backwards thing, so I have to clip the hair with that little whatever is up there. The negative part to the way I had to keep her back hair here. Unless do it this way. Maybe minor, but it does make a difference. It actually makes it feel disconnected instead of just like a part of the body. Well, the 11 viewer has a lot of control, but it also has a lot of doing too much on there can cause a lot of problems too. I mean, you can go even take entire shots. Like I could take this entire shot and copy paste it into a whole different file, because if you know what you're doing in there, everything that can be done here can almost be done here. But even like a particle, if you know what you're doing and you don't mind it, you can go in here and actually modify all the values of the particle within the SFM, not within the particle editor tool. It's a little bit more complicated, and I don't know if it has to be instanced or not to do that, but you can do that. So I can actually go and modify colors and stuff. I just like using the other tool because it gives you kind of a better situation to preview things where it's auto-playing instead of you having to go and play it. But a lot of stuff is available and editable here, and there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't want to touch. But like knowing how to change the random seed for particles, so if you copy paste, you can make them act differently from each other. Knowing how to do the Uber lights on here. Yeah, Uber lights, and how to go into camera. So you can modify your own shutter speed, which technically, since this is 30 FPS, now I have to go and modify that, because if I remember right, it's double the inverse is what that was. So 22, it's 1 divided by 48. Yeah, so your shutter speed should be 1 or the inverse of double your frame rate. So at a frame rate of 24, you'd want to take 48, so that'd be 1 divided by 48, and that'd be your shutter speed, 0.0208, which is what this is. So if I want to do 30, I should do 1 divided by 60, which is 0.1666. So technically, I have to go through each camera here and modify this to fit 30. No, I think SFM does the math for you if you create the file at a frame rate, but I didn't with this one, so I have to go and change it. But then, knowing what shutter speed does makes it so that's why here, you can see how much he blurs. If I change this to 0.005, so 1/4 of that, faster shutter speed means less blur. So now you can see there's a lot less blur, and if I turn that to 0.2, you see a super amount of blur. But you don't want to do that because you're not going to be able to see what's going on. So, but on some shots, like this one is okay because the object's being followed, so I want a fast motion blur in the background there. But for instance, this one, I have the shutter speed dropped to under half of what it was, so that you can still get a blur, but I don't have so much that nothing can be seen. And I think even on this one, I have it lower. Yeah, I think the lowest you can go to 0.004. Anything lower than that, it doesn't even register. So I think I can go 4. Yeah, there's 4. But if we go 3.9, no, but you can go a little lower. There's a point where it actually, the motion blur didn't even register. Yeah, that's this point. There's no motion blur right now. It's all depth of field is doing that. I'm pretty sure it's depth of field. Here's my camera for this. Yeah, like that. So then there's no, you can see there's absolutely no motion blur at all. But I go back up to that 0. Wow, that's way too much. There, and there. Get that. So, knowing if you got a fast thing, putting the higher shutter speed makes it less motion blur, but then it also will make it choppier. I had actually one preview where I turned off motion blur by accident. Where is that? This one? Yeah, it is. This is without motion blur. And so it just, you can see that the blur is used to connect things.
Is no longer on about the ponies and the friendship and the wrapping up of winter.
So without that, it just looks so choppy because there's nothing to connect them together. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, if you check in the below the stream, there's a link to the YouTube stuff as well. What's it over here? So yeah, anyways, if you know how to control this stuff, it does make a big difference. Oh, here's another one too. The tint, yeah, this isn't really a good shot for it. Actually, none of these really are, because it's all harsh shadows. But like here, you can change the tint of the AO. So here, if you make it, why is it not showing? Oh, there we go. So let's see, I want to do it bright red. Yeah, so the AO is an artificial lighting thing that tries to determine where shadows should be. You can actually change the hue of those, which normally isn't really that useful. I mean, because you can make some weird, like, trippy effect, but the black may not work all the time. When I did the Remembrance one, that one was slight yellows and blues added throughout to the hue, and it actually ended up creating a much fuzzier and realistic effect. But I actually, because this is night, I prefer to have nice black, dark shadowed areas. Yeah, I only can choose one color for that, so I can't really make it a rainbow. I might need to add another light down here, because this is way too dark for this. Or it's just too harsh of a shadow. This one. I don't want to hit him, at least nothing on camera. Just something to remove the harshness of it. A little bit less. There. I don't mind having that dark here, but right there it was really bugging me just how it looked. And it's not affecting him. Actually, I think it'll clean up the tail a little too. Nice. What inspired me to do that? I don't even know, because it was so long ago. I mean, just to show you, well, no, actually, the file wouldn't even be that useful. Where's my map versions for that? I have 181 versions of that map. Mainly because there was an error where if you had a convex object show up, you would work fine until you closed the file, and then at that point it would error out and you would never be able to open it again, ever. And so anytime I did any edits that could potentially create one, I would save it as a separate file. So, but these go back all the way to May of 2013, so 2.5 years ago. That was when I started working on that, and that's what I was made specifically for the purpose of that video, which came out then a long time later. So, and I could create the video file for it until almost 1.5 years later, though. The music is what came up with it, and I mean, I think I popped this up at one point. I don't know if I can find it. I remember what's in my notes. So, for dates, it'd be August of 2013. Oh god, this was so long ago. There we go. No, so like here. This is the original script for it. This was between me and Gun Griffin in May of 2013. This was the script for it. And it's almost the exact same as the final turned out. Yeah, this is one where it was trying to decide whether or not to have Celestia or Luna walk with her. Yeah, I wasn't sure before because the older models weren't that great, but not with the newer ones. So I had a with and without. Originally I wanted to have Luna in there too, but I didn't have the time. This is like the camera pans down behind the statues back towards Circle and Sword. I mean, this is that's the exact shot within that time frame. Exact shot. There was some filler. Exact shot. Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, this is almost a lot of this is for the main theme part was almost followed for the whole thing. That was my whole plan for it. So yeah, but I mean, even. Yeah, I mean, Living Seed entire collapsed at the ground with a boom sound. Yeah, from there on, she'll no longer be singing. Campaigns around, collapsing on the other. A lot of this I expanded upon a little bit because originally when I made this, I didn't have an idea of what I was doing. Yeah, let's start the awesome part. Yeah, I mean, you can even see here. Some of the detail I went into, it's this for the idea. So like, this was exactly what was written here, basically. So, yeah, camera pans in from front right, which is what this is doing. Around her, as she spreads her, takes off, which is exactly what she does here. Each laughing sing with the music, which I don't remember if I did that or not. Yeah, I was gonna have candles around, but then that became too complicated. We'll pan around, and so it passed her. So that's what this is doing, panning around. Bam. So it's I went into a lot of detail, but it's a good idea to do this, having a full idea for it, because just trying to like make it do and figure it out as you go, you're probably gonna have a very sloppy result. Like that just shows, I mean, I had that thing planned a long time ago, and I just ran it through my head so many times that by then I had it memorized what I wanted to do, and so it was just getting it out of my head. Which is, I have that way for like probably the next 4 or 5 things I want to do. So that's done. Let's do the tail. Yeah, people voted for that one too. But yeah, that's when it's. I've had it where it's the songs inspire the video, not the video inspires the song, or not a video, then just choosing a song. Oh, it's originally when I created that, I had no idea what I was going to call it, so that was the name originally. And normally all the videos have some kind of name I have. Of course, sometimes I keep it, sometimes I don't. That's why this was just called Alishite 2. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to call it when it's actually done. I like to keep them simple and short because I don't want to have some long name of a file I'm working with. So that's why it was originally called that. But I decided later, just before putting it out, that was the title gave away the ending, and so I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have it so that it was a surprise. So, and I had a lot of people that didn't see it coming, so that ended up working out well.
The hell is she singing?
You want to have this. bit more.
The hell is the hell? The hell is she?
It's a time out with the words here. Well, the people, it wasn't as much of a vote, but I just asked for a whole bunch of different names. I thought I had it saved still for all the different names. I think it was under resources. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so these are all the name ideas. And these were the ones that I ended up choosing not to do, and these are the ones that were put into the final bidding. And normally I didn't like that one, but then when it kind of just, when I was thinking about it, fit. So I decided to go with it. It gives a false sense of direction at the beginning, and then towards the end it still makes sense. So I think that's great. The previous one? I don't know what the previous one was. Oh. This one? I like Switch. They make some really good music. So, if you wanted the song name, go back to this one. Oh, this is an 8-minute song. Jeez. Don't think I've seen the movie, no.
The hell is? The hell is? The hell is? The hell is she? The hell is she singing now? Hell is she singing? The hell is she singing now? The hell is she singing now? She's singing now.
I have no idea. No idea. It was popular a couple of years.
Okay. Face turns.
No idea. No idea. No idea.
Actually, I think I want to have it. I'm turning this way for now. I have it turned back this way.
Yeah, I think it was popular a couple of years back. A couple of years back.
Soundtracks I'm not as much of a fan of because usually they're situational stuff. Sometimes they're pretty good, but I just like the ones that are similar to but made uniquely to just be a song.
The hell is she singing now? Hell is she singing now? Singing. She's singing now. The hell is she singing now? Now. Singing now. Singing now.
No idea.
Now. The hell is she singing now?
No idea. No idea. No idea. I think it was pop.
Don't really need the editor now. just want to keep it moving a little bit, so it's just kind of a little bit of motion here. There we go. Well, maybe sometime. The name sounds really familiar, but I've never actually seen it. Okay, I'm just going to worry about the up and down motion right now. So it goes down. No, I'm not going to do the whole thing. That would take me forever. Dude, this part alone is just a minute and a half. Not even, not quite. It's 1:26. And this is taking me over a month, so hasn't really been the most diligent of things, but it depends on the shot. I mean, a lot of these, the ones that I still have left, are some of the more complex because it requires full body motions. This one does. This is the one that's going to be the toughest because it's actually full body. But I've thought about modifying it, where instead having it be like here, and having it scroll by, and because then as long as I don't actually show the feet on the ground, like hide it in some way with a mid shot here, doing like this, it can be a lot. It can look a lot better to me, and I'm making it my own a little bit, which is I've already done in a couple things by modifying how the camera works. So the other stuff I haven't. Like here, in this shot, technically the camera doesn't move, but I added camera movement, still maintaining the same shot. My invisible friend, but hello, shalom. Looks a little locked there, but I'll keep it. You know what I actually want to do quick? I need to figure out if these shots are actually working color-wise. The origins in the name? It's from Oblivion. It's a mishmash. I don't know if you ever... Well, I guess they don't say that. I should say Elder Scrolls in general. We're going to call this... What? And... I'm going to take it out, aren't I? Yeah. Mine go faster than that. Oh no, it's Mishmash from Oblivion. So at the time I was playing as an Argonian and there was Daemons, so I just mishmashed them. So I had something unique and looked like it melded together. I've never actually done Morrowind, so I don't know. And at this point, I don't think I could go back to it at all. I wish you just let me do this manually. It's way easier. I just have to go through and check it anyway. It's going through and trying to determine where the scenes break and figure it out for me, but really I don't know why it does that. I can just do it myself, but it won't let me do it myself. It's the only problem I have with the software. Ah. Oh, here, it won't let me do it myself. Ha, okay, sorry. It's kind of a, I go back now? Should be back. There we go, okay, sorry. This is a very intensive software, and it basically ate my entire CPU up. I don't know why it has to be so tough. So first we gotta figure out where scenes change. Here. Some of these shots, the lighting's going to change. So, or I want to make sure I have the lighting set up so that I don't have to worry about the lighting being changed later. I will. There's a lot of stuff I like to do. I tend to just choose like multiple hour mixes because the it's easier. I don't have to worry about changing things, and I keep finding new ones. I think on like Sunday I was listening to like a 10-hour one. I don't think I got through it though. Normally when this thing runs all the way through, it would have like all these frames would be like lifted. It would tell me where it thinks that it changes. And hope not too far. Oh, maybe it didn't. Yeah, it did. Which it's usually pretty smart about it, even on like some of the weirdest things. But some of these shots, like here, it's changing the color so much. It's hard to figure out how you want to do that. Especially here, too. This is going to be blended. But I normally put the final video in here, so it means that the final changes or like blends, I can't modify or separate them. Which I don't like doing it that way, but it's a lot simpler than the other methods. That's weird. It doubled his frame there. Getting there. It's amazing what this stuff could. If you don't have the Adobe Suite, I recommend it. off completely there. Yeah, works fine. I'm more curious about that shot, how that's going to turn out. One more. Okay, and that one. There we go. So now I can actually do the editing here. There, what was going there? Alright, so, like on this one, I don't think I want to play with the coloration on here, so I'm not going to bother with that. Highlights, I want to bring up the highlights just a little, if I put them up all the way. There's like nothing there. Usually I like darker shadows, brighter highlights, but there's really not much for highlights. Let's do that. If I play the contrast, I just like just change values and see what happens. I don't think there's really too much I can do here. I'm going to change the temperature a little bit though. Just put a little bit more towards blue. I just cleaned it up a little bit. I don't think there's going to be too much I'm going to have to be able to do with these. There's really not that much for bright highlights in any of these. This one will be though. What can we do here? Some highlights are going to see like a bright under his chin there. I probably want to make these brightness up a little bit. This usually, I really do about the same thing every time. Just playing with the contrast a lot. I want to make everything a little darker here. Oof, too dark there. So you can, well, can I drag that down anymore? No. You can button a preview, so this would look like before, after. Just little things. But yeah, these shots I'm not too worried about. Come on. Well, this isn't in 4K. So this is 1, 2, 3. I can copy paste between shots by just hitting a number. Don't think I'm gonna go back that far though. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Ah, I can. Ah. This would be 2, 1, 1. Ooh, that's too dark. Yeah, that's better. Let's jump to the important parts. Alright, what can we do here? I think I want to make some of those highlights a lot brighter. And the highlights that I think are going to show. Actually, it's not even... The only highlights I can see are right here. Aw. Oh, midtones. Ugh. E. No. Kind of like that. So highlights aren't going to do anything, so. Oh, no, the magenta kind of destroys that part, though. Kind of loses some of the details if I do it this way too. Might be a bit too dark. Not just color. So like even here, it actually brightens it up a bit to get more of the detail in between, which I actually like. So I'm gonna bring the midtones up and let's see if I can balance it out by adding more red. There's no actual red, so I just gotta add orange and purple and see. Hope that works. I forgot to put the saturation too. Oh yeah. Yeah, now she still looks good. The details are where they need to be. I don't want everything to be blacked out so much you can see. I think I'm going to put the black boxes over the eyes, kind of like I did with the other one. Okay. I'm going to save that just so I have it for reference. Oh, that's eating too much of my computer. There we go. I'm going to go put the boxes over the eyes. Right here. But I'm going to copy from here. No. This one. fuzzy. Looks like the power of Grayskull. Nothing about doing this way is it does have that eye open thing that it can happen. I don't have to worry about it. But I have to make sure it doesn't actually have the edges visible. That works. Now you can see it. You can kind of see it there, but I'm not going to be worried about it. It's almost creepier with the black boxes. I don't know if I can do this one though without having that visible. That might work. Maybe we'll string it down a bit. Ooh, can't do it that one. Yeah. There. No. Not Cutler, no. Alright, that would be good. So even though I would say these are done, I'm going back. And still, even though those are green, I still want to go back and do the normal eye reflection stuff that I do. I'm just saying they're done until then. Again, trying to finish this one. Really, all I need to do, I think, is the. Oh, I didn't finish. I didn't finish the tail, actually. to me, usually this one is not going to have any sharp movements because it's so far down the chain, so it should have fairly lazy movements. Doesn't look the greatest, but from the side of it looks okay from camera. Actually, let's just come in this way first. Come this way. Oh. Nope. Don't matter too much from there, but I do want some side-to-side motion here. Here, when shifting, this would turn that way. bounce that direction. And then the lag from this. The other one. I don't even know if this part of the tails is visible. I'm just doing it anyway. No, not really. Even though it's not that visible, the more things that are moving, the more everything feels alive, even things that aren't moving. So, because I thought the screens actually were moving. No, they're not. There's one of them that actually like are rotating through. Okay, so that's done. Now just to do the ears. Okay, so this is only visible when she churns, so I don't have to worry about it until then. Pull them out a little bit so they're outside the helmet a bit more. Kind of feels weird, but I feel like this really needs to bend quite a bit, though. Nice thing is, Shining has the built-in jiggle ears, but the problem is he has built-in jiggle ears. I like doing these manually. Say with hair, I'd rather actually do the jiggles manually. It's a nice base to work from, but it doesn't always work for the way you'd want it to. Progress is coming. Yeah. There's a script that's been adding jiggle ears really isn't that difficult. It's just adding a line to this file basically. When you're compiling, it's nothing complicated. It just doesn't create the realistic motions though. That's the problem. Like here, you're not gonna get a good realistic flap around. So like here, he's not, his ear movement here is all jiggled. I mean, it's really hard to tell, I guess, that there's motion there, but we can tell it's not really the greatest. It just has, it's something. But the reason, and it's nice having it as a base, but the problem is the only way to get access to them to modify them is to bake the model. But by baking it, you're also getting rid of a lot of the hair movement, like unless you're at the final, like already done with that. So if you wanted to do like a sad look, before like locking in the hair, you can't do that. It prevents you from accessing the ear. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of tutorials. I haven't done any for a while, though. I have to get back to that. Just been jumping from one project to another. Okay, so that ear's not visible, so I don't have to worry about that. This other one is... It's a little bit visible, so I'm just going to do it anyway. A lot of the ones I've done, though, don't cover very more specific stuff. General tutorials are kind of left to other people that have already done it. Camera. Find a way to make so that it seems more realistic in coming around here. So converting from 2D to 3D, a lot of that, the actual difficulty isn't about the motions, because it's not, I don't care about doing an exact replica. Like here, they're just standing there. I have to kind of just add whatever. That's kind of just creative element of it, but the hardest part is trying to replicate something when it's only works in there. Like, for instance, this one, in the actual render of it, or the original, gone. It's a large video file. It has to keep opening. Actually, yeah, I don't want to do that because that's used. It's the whole 18-minute bit. Well, the actual file below, I have it where I need it to be. Yeah, you can. As long as it's the full name, I can see it bold. Don't do that either. I cannot see the thing. A lot of the problems with this have to do with the frame rate. They can time things a little differently. So like, there. So like here, and then it goes to go down. Like there's 2 frames. It's a little hard to see here, but there's 2 frames. Let me go back and forth. That, or in this shot, and then another, this one frame, then immediately jumps to that, and this is 2 frames like this. And so by having multiple frames with the same thing, it makes it easier to see. They can add motion blur but still have a good focus on things. I think that's some of the difficult parts to do, because when I go to do it in my version, it's every frame is a change. So you have a lot of things moving within a shorter period of time, and it's trying to figure out how to make that work. Like I was really worried originally with this shot not working, because it was not. The original had it taking its time a little bit while going through there, but I don't have that luxury. So like that opening is just 2 frames. It's something that's open, but it's just able to stay in focus more. Same with a lot of these. So I think that's a little bit the hardest part for conversion of. Plus, if I just, I don't want that. If I wanted to just do a 1-to-1, it would be boring because the camera wouldn't move. That's why here I added my own camera motion to try to keep it lively. Not really worried about. Should I remove that lip thing from her? Does he have it too? A little bit, but it's a lot better positioned. And that's the Sergeant version of it, right? Does Tracy have that too? Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so does the Java version. Yeah, it did look a little odd. I'll agree with that shot. There you go. What's going on? There. It's running a little slow. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. It is gone now. Yeah, I think it's the light change I want to make here. Oh, there's dirt on my monitor. Never mind. I was like, there's a blotch there. She's not in these, so nobody. For this section, she's not in it at all. I can see SpongeBob, yeah. It's a level depot moment map. Yeah. I don't like destroying the originals, so I saved it like that. I can understand the reasoning that the what people call the lipstick is there. I just don't like it. I think if you use it right, you don't, or if you do things right, you don't need it. There. Oh, no lipstick. Him I don't care about. Then we got to get rid of it on Trixie. Going to save as. I thought I had modified hers in some way. No, I used the lights over it. That's what it was. Oh yeah, just save the normal. I don't care about that version. Yeah, keep it spoiler free. No, I haven't removed them all because that would just take way too long. Then just redirect. Does he lives in the other one? Yeah, no, okay. But I'm horribly inconsistent. put it to redirect. She's not using overrides, no, unless no, what's the normal one? Why is that not changed? You know, let's try this. Yeah, I haven't seen many people that do. Anytime I ever check, well, it's not really a consistent thing. It's like somebody could do that for hours and hours and hours every day. Lots of textures reloading. No, that might be why too. I imported the wrong one. Or I didn't even import it. I think I just opened the other one. Oh, actually, no, I did. I just never fully saved it. There, now it's saved. Files are way too big. 65 megabyte textures. Alright, with that one modified. Yes. There we go. Yeah. To me, I think that the lipstick stuff works great if you're not using the like here. Back here, I can understand it being useful because in this situation, if I were to remove it in this blurred, you wouldn't be able to see it at all. It would be too light, and you wouldn't have a mouse. So not by having it on there, I can then pick out that facial expression a lot easier. So there are times that it is useful, but to me, when they're actually talking and stuff, you don't really need it. Though it also does help hide some of these edges that get a little bit weird shaped by trying to drag it around to those shapes that are needed. If you don't have that, so that the lighting gets a little weird on it, you can tell it, so that also helps on that, but I really don't care enough. But for this part, for her, it'll look fine. Actually, I can go to the parts where she's talking.
It's him! Like the major said!
Mein Fräulein Van Winkle, the song was...
I'm like derpy here, I'll keep it on.
You don't need to.
The clever combat! It's
Oh, and a lot, these two, they're supposed to be blended, so like these shots are actually, that's the full flight shot. I should probably blend that a little more, but, and then this is the full one to the cockpit. Whoa. I thought I fixed the clothing errors on that one. Apparently not. Let's go do that. Because that shouldn't be clipping there. I swear I fixed that though. So she's done. What can I do with him? There's really, I don't even have to worry about his ears, I think. No, I could just go with the automated ones. It's so far off the camera, it's not even really needed. This, though, definitely gonna need it. Right here. Just from this point forward. Right there. I think it looked great from the side. Yeah, but not from the front. Yeah, but I think once I do this, I should be able to fix that a bit more. There. That still looks busted right here. What is what? Sorry. There's a delay, so I don't know what you guys are talking about specifically. Oh. Oh, the colors. Okay, yeah, I was just doing the lip removal. There we go. The timing might be a bit off with it though. Let's do it a little bit quick here. And then get rid of that clipping, so from here to here. Every other clipping doesn't really look like clipping, so. Okay, that's good enough. So I don't think I have to worry about anything else with him. The only thing I think of is that the hair's clipping in the back there. Ooh. Right there. Cheating us. Just enough to hide the majority of it. Might be able to pull the chest up just a bit though. That'd be too much. Yeah, now it's just a speck. That's good enough. I could go in there and modify the texture to make it black, but that's a lot of work. Give these eyes moving just a little bit more. Just adding a little bit of extra motion to the face. No, there goes.
She's
Go up
singing
there.
now. What the hell is she singing now?
No idea.
Alright, I forgot I didn't have like the nose bits to a lot of these, so I should probably go back and do that too. That's on him too. He has one of those too, right? Yeah. It's usually any E sounds that I put above.
I think it was pop, pop. Popular. I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it was popular a couple of years back. But
So I think that works.
Singing now.
It actually does make a difference here.
no idea. I think it was popular a couple of years back. Popular a couple of years back. Years back.
It helps a little bit.
A couple of years back.
This is no longer on about the ponies and the friendship and the wrapping up of winter.
Like here, I didn't add it either. I haven't actually gotten to that one yet, so I'm gonna say this one's all done. Bam.
This is no longer on about.
So just like before, I think this is start one. Yeah, has to be. All right, there. Right. Why is it the slider to be down there?
This is no longer on about the ponies, it's a friendship and
So make sure it's not too excessive.
this is no longer on about the ponies, it's a friendship and the wrapping up of winter.
It's just really hard to get an example of it without it just eating away everything.
No longer on about the ponies.
Probably should take just that bit and smooth all but the very end because I do want that to go fast.
This is no longer on about the ponies, it's a friendship and the This is no longer on about the ponies, it's a friendship and the wrapping up of winter.
Yeah. I just threw that one in there because everybody, I think somebody mentioned to put me in there somewhere, so I did.
It's a friendship and the wrapping up of winter. The ponies, it's a friendship and the
I really don't need to worry about. No, actually a little bit. I think you can still see it. Yeah, it is. I thought the ears already were animated. Not worried about the front and back motions. I'm worried about the side to side. I am in couple. And this one still makes me laugh. I am at, that's me. I am at where's the other one? This one. This one's really a lot harder to see though, because technically I couldn't fully show because wings aren't available, or you can't show them. Right here, running. Oh, this is me again. On that one. First one going through. So, and where's the other one? This one. I am right here. So I'm the one looking over everybody. So that's I think all the spots. I can't remember of any others off the top of my head anyway. So I saw I've been through more recently. Yeah. I was gonna sneak myself into the last one, but I was just a guard in the background, but it was gonna be so subtle it didn't really matter. I think that's the only one though. Yeah, can't think of any others. Yeah, so I guess you could say that, yeah, for tug and roll, but I'm a little bit more directly involved. That's I thought that would be more funny, so I just needed somebody to fill the spot. So that's the other thing I want to check here. Oh, yeah, I gotta render that twice for the lighting up. Oh no, actually, you know, the light up there really don't. Without the particle, what does it look like? It adds a really nice glow to it. But it sucks because I'd have to render this twice to get that hidden, because otherwise it's just going to render it while he's doing this. I don't want that. It's the same here. It was supposed to be visible here too. But it was just going to be... That's like way too bright. I could probably... Let's see, that's going to be the anamorphic. Let's do it like that. I thought I dropped you. You're just as bright again. Oh. Actually, I just turn off that bit and it would work just the same. I thought I could alpha this out though. Okay, now it worked. Now it's not. Why are you always showing though? It's supposed to get blocked by the. Or is that what the other thing was doing? No, it's not hiding at all. Bad particles. I'm just going to keep it on like this for now. Even in that, if I'm gonna, the reason I kind of like this, I like having that extra glow, like right, like this, because it actually does cover up that bit. It looks more realistic that way. But the if I do that in After Effects, it causes more glow than I want. Hello, Adam. Let's keep that for now. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that causes just some glitch. If I reopen this again, I bet I should fix it. But for now, I don't want to look at it. Just there. Okay. My control panel even visible? Nope. It's not visible? Don't need it. There we go. Any clipping? Nope. Well, the legs that just kind of bobble around.
The pawn is at the front. The pawn is the pawn is at the front. The pawn is at the French. The French.
Okay, that should be enough for that. Don't really need to worry about tail too much, but I do need to worry about like kind of the it's left and right motion, but I need to do the left and right rotations. Do have to worry about tail too a little bit. if that works. Oh, actually, the one thing I don't like is the way that the lighting looks on there. It's like crap. I don't mind how bright it is, but it really doesn't. It just doesn't. It seems really dark there. Let's use this one. I was wondering why that wasn't showing up. There we go. Need to make sure that this goes in. Ooh, actually. Kind of works, but I don't like how much radius is on it. Mainly I didn't like radius because as soon as it hit this, I didn't like how like fully lit everything. Why is it doing that? Just the angle. I'm not gonna be worried about it. There's some shadow there, but that's all got rid of that. It's render, so okay, that's not a worry then.
This shit's no longer on the back. This shit's no longer on the. This shit's no longer on the back. This shit's no longer on the back. The pawn on the back. The pawn. The pawn is at the. The pawn is at the. The pawn is at the French. The pawn is at the. The pawn is at the. The pawn is at the French. The pawn is at the. The pawn is at the. The pawn is at the French. The pawn is at the French. It is. It's at the French. Is at the French. The pawn is at the French. Japan's wrapping up the pointer. Japan's wrapping up the pointer. 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 Up the pointer.
Okay. Just a little bit, but it just adds a little bit of life to that, so. So it's not, it looks like it's attached, not locked on. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish it, trust me. Not that time limit, because even if I get this one done, I still have these 5, and I have to have those completed by Friday night. That's not gonna work. Not at all. Not without me driving myself crazy. So, and if I'm not feeling like working on something, I don't. Forcing it never comes out good. Yeah, it's not going to be out on then. I'm lucky to have it out like end of Sunday.
These shit's no longer on these shit no longer these shit's no longer on the no longer on these shit's no longer on the just no longer These shit's no longer on the clock. These shit's no longer. These shit's no longer on the clock. These shit's no longer on the clock.
Yeah, I can tell you the address.
These shit's no longer on the clock. Friendship and surrounding. Is it a friendship and surrounding? Friendship and surrounding. Of the winter. Ship and surrounding. Ship and surrounding of the. Ship and surrounding of. Wrapping up the winter. The wrapping up the winter. The wrapping Japan's wrapping up the winter. The wrapping up the winter. The wrapping of the winter. Of the winter. The wrapping of the winter. And the wrapping of the winter.
Yeah, there's a little extra work to do it, but I do like how they turned out, even if it's not really that visible. Yeah, don't work past that fried time. That's why, like I said, it's and usually that, to me, 10 o'clock is my brain shutdown time, so that's why I usually tend to not stop working on anything after 10 if I can help it. What? What? They would just say a name and nothing else, I'm gonna ignore it. Okay, from here to here. From here to here to there. I want to bring this down so that's not taking off. I think I'm gonna have to delay it a little bit. Going up. Actually, I want to have it go up a little bit, but nothing serious. There. And this motion right here, it's going to balance a little bit. Oh, that's your neck. Oh, this one. There. Yeah, but unless I was name. I didn't see anything before then. Yeah, you didn't put the name with it, so I just saw nothing. I don't know how I got, when I got the Dota stuff. It was long time ago. I haven't actually. I don't remember where I got it, and I thought it was in there. Do I still have it open? No, I don't. And I thought there was a video that was linked on how to do that. If it's not in there when the video says it should be, yeah, I mean, I got it right here. Particles, bam. So, are you sure you're choosing the right one? Choose this one, not that one. Well, there's really nothing in there, so probably not. But I do not transfer files, especially from games like that. No. That would be way too much. That's like when people ask for me to put the mega pack somewhere. I'm like, that's 1.5 gigs. No. Dota's a free game. You should be able to get it there. I mean, I just showed it right there. I mean, the particles were visible. If yours isn't visible, try updating or verifying. But if it's some new version, I don't know. I haven't done anything with him yet because overusing the same joke is not funny, so I've tried to limit myself on certain things, or finding new things to be funny. I'll just see how it looks later. Nope, I haven't well, no, it updates automatically. I haven't actually been into it. I think... I don't know if I even loaded it once. Bet you it'll say I never have. Though a lot of source games require that you at least open it to get things sorted out. No, actually, I never have. It was on a friend's account when he had it on the beta, like the beta access. I don't even think I have it on my list anymore. Not that I could think of. No, it still updates. I still don't know what it goes under, or if it's under his list. Yeah, I don't care. But yeah, I down there somewhere, unless I'm blind. No, I'm not. But or that I do for the years for this shot, but it's already after 9, so I'm gonna be calling it here. So, we'll be back on Friday again, I think. So, Yep. So. Anyways, so, and hopefully I will have this all yellow. That's my goal. It won't happen, but I can make it a goal. And then we'll go from there. So hopefully this is not going to happen for Friday. See, he just thinks no. So anyways, so I'm not gonna, I will see you guys on Friday probably.